Kia ora koutou. Welcome to another edition of the Hot Air Sports Podcast with me, the Goose, and my good mate, the Couch. How are we this morning?
Yeah, good, mate. I'm just thinking, what number is this for our podcast? We've been going for how many
Oh,
years
crikey.
now? How many? I mean,
We're on volume seven.
volume
So
seven. So,
this is the seventh year we've been doing it,
so it was COVID times, wasn't it? 2019 or something, 2020. So probably
2020.
thousands of podcasts there for our listeners. If you've just finally discovered us, welcome in to the Idea Sports Podcast. We've got a back catalogue of all sorts of things where we tell you our favourite sporting movies, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Our top tens back in the days when we were recording on our iPhones. Yeah, we haven't come far, really, have we?
Yeah.
We're basically doing the same thing. We have a few special guests occasionally, but no, mate, I'm not too bad. The weather's a bit dull up here, bit like it was
Yeah.
for King's birthday. Um, but yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Plenty going on in the world of sport, and I'm keen to talk to you about it.
Absolutely. And the big news, of course, coming out of Liverpool and England is they have a new manager. Or
Yeah.
actually, I should say, a new head coach.
Oh, true, true,
I
true.
don't like that term. I
What, head
prefer
coach?
manager. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the difference there is who's got the power, right? Who's hiring the players and all that sort of thing. And I think that's probably why we didn't get Xabi Alonso in because he wanted the power, and Chelsea have given him that title. But
Yep.
look, first of all, we have to say Arne Slot, thanks very much, mate. Last year was awesome. This year was terrible. I hated this year, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and rewrite history about this year. Last year was marvellous. I'll never forget it. We won the league. Only the second time we've won the Premier League, and him and Klopp are the only two managers that have done it. So
Yep.
fair quits to him. You know, we'll always remember him for that. We'll give him a pat on the back, and but I don't feel sorry for him. I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for him. I'm not going to
I
apologize.
think he just, and from my perspective, I think he tried to change too much of the way that we played.
Mm,
It was the full on heavy metal football that we had under Klopp.
hmm
But even that sort of dissipated a wee bit in the
Yep.
final Klopp years. We were still playing fast flowing, attractive football, but not quite the heavy gegen pressing of
Mm.
the early Klopp years. Um, but yeah, Slot tried to slow it right down and just play possession football.
Control.
Which, yeah, if you look at the possession stats
We were second.
of Liverpool's games, we were
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Um,
Great.
but it didn't result in goals and wins,
And it wasn't very good to watch, was
and it
it?
wasn't very good to watch.
It's just like,
And some people have said, "Oh, he's tried to change it to the Dutch style," but the Dutch don't play that slowly.
no,
You
no.
know,
He just
it's
he's got his own. He's got his own philosophies. I just sorry. The thing is, what was happening on the field, it looked like he couldn't fix certain solutions, right? He couldn't come up with certain solutions for different teams. And then in the interviews afterwards, I mean, it'd be fine if he was sort of saying, "Oh, look, we're working on it. We're hopeless. We know we are, but we're working on it, and this isn't
yes,
working." And that is, but he just seemed like he had his head buried in the sand, didn't he? And he didn't want to want to face up to facts about what was actually going on the field. And I think we all saw it, and we were just like, what are we doing? We're too slow. There's no transition through the midfield. We're not getting it to the
yeah,
front guys fast enough. Mo Salah's plastered way out on the wing. He should be there was just so much wrong, and we could all see it. And he just seemed in denial at the end. And
yeah,
I'm just glad that the guys at the top, because there was a lot of journalists that said he was going to be there next year, didn't they?
yeah.
And a lot of other people too, Macca.
It surprised a lot of people. Yeah,
A lot of other people that said, "Oh, we'll be all embarrassed when he's manager
yeah,
next year, and he's got a fresh set of players and he's playing a different style." No, I think the owners and the people at the top of Liverpool Football Club have had this in mind for a while. I think they've lined it up pretty.
yep.
They knew that they were going to move him on, especially after that PSG result and the Man City result. They just sort of thought, no, we have to go and look for another manager. And regardless of all the noise coming out of the club, sometimes you've just got to avoid those stories, don't you? Because they're being
Yeah,
fed.
absolutely.
It's a narrative that's been fed from the club because they want to keep all that under their hat because they're looking at managers behind the scenes. So,
Quite right, quite
mm,
right. And the new manager has just finalised his agreement overnight New Zealand time. Andoni Iraola
Mate,
is the
isn't
new
it?
manager.
Isn't it
Now,
exciting?
it's very exciting. He is
Yeah,
a proponent of fast football,
he certainly is.
which is great. And just let's have a look at his record with Bournemouth. It's just last season,
Yep,
Bournemouth lost 5 games less than Liverpool. They only lost 7 games.
yep.
They finished three
They
points
drew a
behind
lot.
Liverpool.
They drew a
I
lot.
was just going to say they had 4 less wins, but
Mm.
they had double the amount of draws that Liverpool had. Liverpool had 9, Bournemouth had 18,
Yep.
and they did concede one more goal than Liverpool. And they scored 5 less.
Mm.
So some interesting reading there. I mean, some of their results were fantastic. They were unlucky not to beat Manchester City
Yep.
towards the end of the season when City got that last gasp draw. They
Mm-hmm.
beat Arsenal
Mm-hmm.
during the season, so they seem to go well against the top teams. I don't know if you remember that crazy 4-all draw with
Yeah.
Manchester United earlier in
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
one
It was a
crazy game of football.
great game of football to watch
Oh,
for a
100%.
neutral. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I did start to watch some Bournemouth games towards the end of the
Yeah.
season
Because they're a
and
great side to watch. Great
played a
side.
very attractive style of football. And I mean, he's done really well this year, considering he lost 3 of his 4 defenders from the previous season.
Absolutely. He lost Kirkies,
Dean
Zabani.
Hewson went to Real Madrid. Zabani went to PSG, and as
Yep.
we know, Kirkies went to Liverpool.
Yep.
Um,
And
and
then he lost his best attacker halfway through the
yep,
season, Semenyo.
Semenyo went to Man City.
Yep.
So yeah, he's done amazing things with Bournemouth, um,
Absolutely.
especially this year, and got them into the Europa League. First
I know.
time
First
Bournemouth
time ever.
will ever play in Europe.
Yeah, tiny little stadium there. That's the one concern that a lot of people have got. Can he replicate that? Well, it's a style of football. I mean, yeah, he's going
Mm,
to have better players. I mean, okay, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, he can't play that non-possession football," because what happens is basically he doesn't mind if the other opposition has the ball. What he sweats on is turnovers and then quick transitions, fast as possible, quick passing, one-touch passing up the other end, and try and hit them on the break. And that's going back to the heavy metal football that
yeah,
Mo Salah's saying that he was looking forward to. So, look, if we finish, let's say, if we finish fourth next year, okay, next season, and they play that sort of football, and you can see progression in the type of football and the players and development of the players, I won't be too fussed. I'll be
yeah,
like, the style of football is so important. I honestly think that, and also he's a Basque. He's a guy from the Basque country, very well known for producing great managers. He played for Spain himself. He played for the Basque country himself for a long time. And he's managed at smaller clubs with nowhere near the type of talent pool that he's going to get
yeah.
with this. So he should be able to produce it with better players, you know?
Mm.
Um,
I saw an interesting press discussion on Sky Sports UK. Was it yesterday or the day before?
mm,
And this one guy, I can't remember the name of the guy. I can't even remember what paper he writes for, but he was saying, "Oh, it's a massive risk. I mean, if you look
I,
at the likes of Graham Potter, who went from a small club to a big club, and then he named 2 or 3 others who have, Thomas Frank,
yeah,
went from Brentford to Tottenham and all that." And the person that was hosting said, "Well, yes, you're right. Those 3 or 4 managers didn't do well when they went to a bigger club. But how about Michael Carrick? He went
yeah,
from Middlesbrough and has done great things with Manchester United.
yeah.
And there was one other. I can't remember now
Well,
who.
whatever the Brentford manager this year, the Irish guy.
Keith
I mean,
Andrews.
Keith Andrews, great, great. I mean, he was a set piece
Mm,
guy, and everyone said, "Oh, they'll be absolutely screwed." But the manager of Sunderland, I mean, they
yep.
they were mid-table. They got to Europe this year. He's
Mm,
come as a championship manager. I just think you got to give a manager a chance, and I just
yeah,
think the style is so important. He's also got a bit of charisma about him, doesn't he, Macca? I really
he
do think
does.
he
Yeah.
does. He's more of a Klopp than a Slot for sure, and I think that's important in the Liverpool sphere because we're a unique club when it comes to that sort of thing. It's city centric, isn't it? If you're the manager of Liverpool, you're like the prime minister of a state almost.
Yeah.
Everyone just
Oh,
hangs on every word, and and
It's like the All Blacks coach
it
in New
is.
Zealand, isn't
It
it?
is. It's just massive, massive pressure in that, and that's the one thing that the noose they're trying to hang him with at the moment. Oh, he's only come from small club, managing small clubs. He won't have the pressure. He has about 7 journalists when they do press conferences. Now he's going to have 100. How's he going to deal with it? I just think he seems like he's up to it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, and also the fact that he's going to develop players.
Yeah.
God, that's what I'm so looking forward to seeing how Rio develops. How some of these Josh Abe, the new kid that's coming through, the 15-year-old in our academy, he's
Yeah.
decided to stay at the club now. That who knows whether that was manager influenced because Chelsea and Arsenal were sniffing around him. They said when you turn 16, we're going to pay you 50 grand a week. I
Yes.
mean,
Oh, Arteta
so
was the other manager that's done well from nowhere. You
exactly,
know, he was
exactly.
assistant manager at
There you go.
Guardiola's Man City, and
Yeah,
he's won the league. So
yeah,
there's nothing to say
precisely.
that a manager of a small club can't succeed at a big club.
No,
Um,
precisely. Yeah, that's just a silly
I'm just
argument.
one thing I'm really looking forward to seeing is, I mean, Milos Kerkez. I bet he's just jumping for joy at the moment to
Exactly.
have his old manager back.
Totally.
Um, Guys like Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Isak
Yeah.
are just going to be fantastic.
Well, they're going to be
Because
fitter.
well, they will
They're
be.
going to have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less holidays, more training.
I noticed
The young.
Semenyo said in a comment that Iraola sometimes has them training 7 days a week.
Yeah, I heard that. I also heard a story that he doesn't really get too close to the players. He lets all his assistants do all the stuff with the players, and then they come to him with the information. So he's out on the thing, coming up with tactics on the training field, doing all that sort of stuff. But he does keep a distance with the players. So that's quite interesting as well. I think
Yeah.
I'm just look when we did our podcast a couple of weeks ago with Piney, and we were talking about the season's coming up and all that sort of stuff and how we felt about it. All three of us were kind of miserable, really, weren't we? We were all like, "Oh God, oh next season, oh Now, change like that, it's done, and it's like automatically, I feel like optimism as a
Yeah.
fan, and I just think that's so important. And it's done before the World Cup, you know. And then it's a question of which players are we going to sign, man? And it's exciting again, off-season time. The
Yeah.
player
Well, that was going to
markets.
be my next question.
Yeah.
Where do we need players?
Well, we
We
need
need to replace Salah, obviously.
we need a right back. I mean,
Yep.
because Frimpong's not going to do it. Bradley's injured, so maybe Coyote from Brentford. That's the name that I've been hearing. I've heard Dumfries is going to Real Madrid, which is great because I don't really rate him, so you can take
Mm.
him. Kanate's gone, so we
Yep.
probably need another centre back. We probably need another
Definitely.
one. Zabani has been there's been talk about him because he didn't get hasn't been playing that well for PSG, and of course he played for Bournemouth before. So we need a centre back, a right back. Do we need another left back as well? Simicus is coming back. I don't think he's really the quality, but we've got another young
No.
guy, Luke Chambers in the academy. Maybe he'll
Yeah.
play him.
Yep.
And then we need how many midfielders are we going to need? Especially if Curtis goes. Is McAllister going to stay? We're going to need
Yeah,
at
I think
least.
I was just thinking about McAllister this morning, actually.
Yeah.
I think a lot will depend on how he goes at the World Cup.
Mm.
If he turns up and has the World Cup that he did 4 years ago,
Yep, he's off to Real Madrid.
no, he'll stay.
Oh, okay. You think if
I
he
think
plays
if
well,
he
he'll
has a
stay?
good World Cup, he's staying. But if he doesn't if he has an indifferent time at the World Cup, I think Liverpool will try and sell him.
Yeah, that could be the go.
I mean, if he can, as we've spoken about many times, take this season out. He's been a fantastic player for
Oh,
Liverpool.
he's such a good player. But
Yeah, I mean, this year he didn't have a great preseason because
yeah,
he was coming back from
well,
injury,
yeah,
because he missed the end of the championship
he
winning
had a
season.
hernia, didn't he?
Yeah.
A sports hernia,
Um,
which can be long to recover from. You
yeah.
come back, and you feel like you're physically okay, but you just can't quite. And also, he just lacked dynamism in his game. He was
Yeah.
like he couldn't run, and
Mm.
that is just in the midfield. He
So,
had
and
the.
I mean, he's too young for you to be able to say, oh, he's lost his legs.
It is, eh? I
He's still
agree.
only, what, 26, 27?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's still got 3 years left on his contract, two
Oh, yeah.
years.
I'd love to keep him, but
Yeah.
we probably
Um,
still need a couple of other midfielders
oh, we
because
definitely need a number six.
Endo will probably go.
Yep.
Gravenberch isn't a six. We've been saying it for 2 years. So
I
there's
would
talk.
I would still like to keep Gravenberch. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
think he
mean,
can
I'd
be
like
a
to see Iraola could do something with him, maybe as an
yeah.
attacking midfielder. I mean, or a
I think
backup option.
he's more of a box to box
Yep.
rather than a defensive midfielder. We really do need a defensive midfielder,
You know
and
what?
obviously we've talked about Adam Wharton.
Yep.
Elliot Anderson looks like he might be going to United,
Alex
although
Scott,
but Alex Scott from Bournemouth is
he'd be
another
great.
one.
He'd be
He'd be
great.
fantastic. There
There's a
was a
guy.
comment of his on. He was asked about how Liverpool players would go under Iraola, and he said, he's been a fantastic coach for him. He said
Hmm.
he really worked on his defensive side of the game
Mm,
when he first came through. He's only 23,
mm,
22,
hmm.
and he's actually with the England squad at the moment
Yeah.
as a training player along with Rio. So yeah, Alex Scott would be fantastic. But I still like Wharton. I just
So do
really
I.
like the way he plays.
Yep.
Um, his just both his defensive work and his attacking work is fantastic, and he can play through the lines,
Oh, mate,
unlike
he's a great passer. I mean,
unlike
something
our
we just
current
don't
number
have.
38.
Well, that's the
Um,
thing with Gravenberch, man. I mean, look, I don't not rate him as a player. He's
mm,
great turning on the ball and running. But
yep.
what happens when he plays that deep midfield role is that they just stand off him. They know that
Mm,
he can't pass forward. So they
yeah.
just mark the players and then he's only got one option because they're standing off him. So he's not going to sort of beat them in the battle and run forward because
Yeah.
he's just going to run straight into a defender. So his only option is to turn around and pass it back or sideways. And that is just completely obliterated any sort of progression we have in the midfield, and that's just happened all season. And I
Yeah.
feel so sorry for Curtis Jones, who's watched McAllister and Gravenberch have absolutely awful seasons, and he couldn't get a game. So that's frustrating as a fan to watch. I don't know how it was for poor old Curtis Jones. So I mean, and I think Curtis Jones could also flourish in with
Yep.
Andoni Iraola. He's the sort of guy that he presses like a dog.
Yeah.
So can you imagine? In a rotation role, he'd be perfect as the fourth midfielder. So we
Yep.
definitely need one or two in midfield, and we definitely need probably a winger. We maybe two. I
Yep.
would. I mean, everyone's talking about Yan Diamande, and he is amazing. He is an amazing player, but he's very young. So if we miss out on him, maybe Bradley Barcola, because it sounds like he might go to. I mean, sounds like Yan Diamande may go to
Mm,
PSG. But we also need another. I think another winger. We need another pacey winger. And for
mm,
me, I would look at something because you don't want to pay too much for the other one because you're going to pay a fortune for Diamande or Barcola. So you're
yeah.
looking at someone like Jared Bowen, man. I reckon get him as a rotation option. He's a leader. He scores goals. He can play up front as well as a striker. I think someone like him or someone, I know he's older and all that sort of stuff, but go out there and get someone that can sort of play there, rotate, be good for the squad, be a leader, someone like that who's sort of maybe later on in his career, a little bit later on in his career. I think someone like him would be perfect, but that's just my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, don't know. Don't know. I'm sort of
We need a
yes.
second winger.
Bowen is definitely a good player. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, but
yeah,
his age sort of means that the
yeah.
Liverpool hierarchy
But
probably won't go for him.
think of who we're losing though. We're
Oh,
losing a
I
lot of
know. Yeah,
experience. We've lost
I'm not saying
Mo.
I completely disagree. I
Yeah.
just
Who would you suggest as an alternative then? If we got Diamande or Barcola as our very expensive flash new Ferrari winger, who would you recommend as a sort of a backup option, someone that could perhaps play centre forward as well or play on both wings preferably? You got any
yeah.
names?
It also well, no, not really. It also depends on how much they want to spend, knowing that Ekatike is going to be back January, February next year.
Yeah.
Um, because he can play to the
Oh yeah,
side.
he
He can
can.
play the Sadio Mane type role.
Yeah.
Whereas Mane wasn't really an out and out winger. And
No.
neither was Mohamed Salah, obviously. But
No. Inside forward more like.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I haven't thought too deeply about backup players. I mean, looks like we might be losing Gakpo.
Yeah,
Um,
there's talk of
he's
that, but I don't know whether that's
Bayern
fan
Munich
talk
have
or
been sniffing around.
I would sell him in a heartbeat. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry,
mean
I would.
he'll actually do a lot better in the Bundesliga than
I
he
agree.
will in the Premier League. I
Yeah.
mean, not wanting to downplay Luis Diaz's role with Liverpool and Bayern Munich,
Mm.
but he's really gone to the next level at Bayern Munich,
Hmm.
um, because he's not subjected to. I mean, when he was at Liverpool, yes, he was fantastic, but not all the time.
No.
There were games that he played where you actually wondered if he was actually playing.
But it did one. I don't. I often wondered with him whether it was the system.
Mm,
He was last year. He played striker for us half the season.
yeah.
He's not a striker, so
Mm.
I don't know. I sort of once again, it's pretty convenient. I blame Slot for some of those sorts of things. I mean, it is convenient. Blame the manager, but hey, that's the sort of thing. But anyway, it's an exciting time to be a Liverpool fan again.
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
looking forward to the new season, mate. Looking forward to
Yep.
it.
Some other player movements. There hasn't been a lot, obviously, yet because the transfer window is not
No,
officially open. But Anthony Gordon off to Barcelona. That's an interesting one. Didn't
I'm
see that
stoked.
coming.
I'm stoked for 70 odd million. I just thought, God, please don't come to Liverpool. So I'm absolutely stoked he's gone there, replacing Marcus Rashford, probably by the sound of it.
Yeah.
It sounded like they summed it up when they said that apparently he's getting paid about £200,000 a week, and Marcus Rashford wanted 350. So no wonder they went for him because they can pay a few million more in transfer fee, can't they, for him if he's going to want half the wages. The other thing was, of course, I don't know whether we talked since the Champions League final. Arsenal lost the Champions League final. It was a victory for football, if you ask me, and a defeat for anti-football, set-piece football. Arsenal, I think they had I think it was 32% possession in the game.
I was 28.
Oh, 28% possession.
Mm.
One shot on goal. An average of 42 seconds per set play. Honestly, it was just the most. I actually said, I think I said in the last podcast we did, the only way it's going to be a good game is if PSG score early. Unfortunately, Arsenal scored early, and that was all she wrote as far as football went.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so stoked that PSG won that in a penalty shootout. I really didn't care how they won it, just win it. Otherwise, Arsenal would have been going on for the next 2 decades until we die about how they're greatest team ever because they won the Champions League and the same season, no greater than any other Arsenal team. We would have just heard it and would have gone on forever. They would have given Arteta the job for life.
They um they did create history though, Aaron.
Oh, did they?
Um, Only unbeaten team to ever not win the Champions League.
Woohoo! That's hilarious. They did a they did it all whites.
Yeah,
And of course the massive numbers for their parades.
yeah.
For their parade, they got something like 1.2 million, and then they found out that most of those have been photoshopped. They did a bit of a Trump thing, didn't they? They
They
said,
did
"Look at
do a
this,
bit of a
look at
Trump, yeah.
these huge crowds." Yeah, not quite that big, son. Not quite that big, but
Yes, quite
yeah,
right, quite
yeah.
right. Now, I've got a question for you. There have been internet rumors, so we don't normally take heed of too many internet rumors. But would you be surprised if Mohamed Salah was wearing the number 11 shirt for Liverpool at the beginning of next season?
Well, yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that he might. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't
I
think I
don't
would.
think it'll happen, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be falling off my chair surprised.
Mm.
I'd be. Yeah. I mean, I guess after it might have happened. It'd probably be more likely to happen if he hadn't have made that social media post. Because I don't know how the people in the upper echelons sort of took that really after they've sort of granted him a free release, and then he's like, "Well, I got nothing to lose. Here's the truth about what's going on." Although he was almost like a spokesman for all the other players, wasn't he? Because they all said, well, they all liked the post, didn't they? So they all
Was it
basically
17 other present and
17 other
former
players.
players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't be that surprised, but I don't think. I think it is time to move on. What do you think? I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely. Yeah. 100%. I mean,
especially if we've
yes,
got a
he
new
didn't play
manager.
well last season, but was that because of what Slot was doing with the the rest of
Yeah.
the football team.
Maybe that's
Um,
the one reason that would be the biggest motivating factor behind him coming back to just show
yeah.
that he could do it one more time.
Mm.
I reckon he could. I really
Oh,
do.
I think he could.
I
I
really
mean,
still
he's
do.
super fit.
I know he's lost the pace, but he's still got the strength to hold players off the ball,
Yeah.
and his positioning and the way that they were platforming him last year was just
Mm.
ridiculous. So, yeah, no, that'd be good. That'd be good. Go the internet rumors.
Yeah, quite right, quite right. So the final, yeah, we did the last podcast before the final day of the season.
Yeah,
So West Ham went down.
they did.
Sad or happy?
Oh, I don't know. I think you got to have Spurs in the Premier League. I mean, West Ham, I don't really have any fear for them. I think they'll bounce straight back up. I think they'll be okay, especially now they've kept Nuno Espirito Santo as
Yeah,
the manager. So yeah, I think they'll be okay. Whereas Spurs, I think their fans might have gone off the deep end if they'd have looked. I would have quite liked Spurs to go down because there's a few of their players I wouldn't have minded cherry picking, but
I think we still can. I would quite like to get Mickey Van der Ven.
oh fuck yes, no, he'd be
Mm.
great. And they've got another young centre back that hasn't played much called Vuskovic, who's very highly rated, and I reckon he could be good too. There's also the grey kid on the who plays in the
Oh,
midfield,
Archie
but
Gray.
I really like him. I
Mm.
think he's going to be he'll be a staple for England in the future. Really good player, very young still, but he can
Yeah.
also play right back. So I reckon he'd be perfect to
Mm.
go and get, but he'd cost a fortune. A lot of their players would cost a lot. So yeah, no, Spurs. I mean, West Ham. Ultimately, they deserved it because just the way they started the season,
Yeah.
and then when Nuno picked them up, he couldn't get a tune out of them until after Christmas, and they were basically doomed because of their start, wasn't it? The first six
Yeah.
months, first 4 or 5 months were terrible. So yeah,
Yep. And Coventry, Ipswich, and Hull City are coming up.
I would never have picked those three in a billion years to come up, would you?
Well,
Coventry.
we did have Ipswich. We both
Oh
picked
yeah.
Ipswich at the start of the season to come up,
Okay.
but we didn't have Coventry or
Coventry
Hull
and
anywhere
Hull.
near it.
Yeah, no. That's good though. I like it. I like
Yeah.
getting those sorts of teams up. It'll be. I think I picked the same three teams to go back down. I think I picked Sunderland. I was completely off that one last year. These three teams, though, I think they'll be doing very, very well to stay in the
Yeah.
league next year. Yeah,
Well, I picked Brentford to go down
yeah.
because I thought
I
the
think I
change of
might have too.
losing Thomas
All very
Frank,
close. Yeah,
we thought was could have been their downfall. But
a hammer
Keith
blow.
Andrews has done a
What a job.
fantastic job there, and
What a
they're
job.
playing in European football next year as well.
It's great, eh? That's
Oh
great.
no, did they miss out?
Uh,
Yes, they
they
did
did
miss
miss
out.
out because Brighton got in. Yeah,
Yes,
Brighton, Bournemouth. Yeah,
because they needed to win against us on the last day of the
that's right.
season.
That's right. And they probably should have.
Mm. Yeah.
You think about it. Anyway,
Yes, yes.
anyway. Um, so yeah. One thing I did notice, with all that time wasting, what my comment before, 42 seconds per set piece, that's for corners, throw-ins, and goal kicks. Don't think that'll be happening at the World Cup, mate. World Cup
No,
on the way. New
won't
rules.
won't be happening in the Premier League next season either.
No, no. New rules. It's going to
Yep.
be so interesting to see how they are officiated, though.
Yeah.
Um,
I struggle to see how they can do a substitution in 10
I
seconds.
know. It's strange, isn't
They've
it? And what's the
obviously
ref?
done their research and trialed it.
Have they? I mean,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like I like them. It will speed the game up.
Yeah.
And if the sub's not ready within 10 seconds, they've got to wait a minute
Yeah.
before
I
they can
like
come
that.
on.
Yeah.
Yep.
That should sort it out.
I really hope the referees clamp down on the behaviour in the 6 yard box for corners and
Absolutely.
free kicks.
Absolutely.
Um, if that is the case and they do clamp down on it, I'm picking Arsenal to finish eighth next year.
Is there any reason why? There was one thing where they said if the medical team are allowed to go on while the player's continuing or something. Is that true? Have you heard that one?
No. That's how I have.
Yeah, I just was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were saying, "Oh, this is something they're going to trial where They said, but what would happen if the medical guy got hit by the ball and there's all this sort of stuff?" And I'm like, going, "Well, they do it in rugby league. I sort of think, what about rolling substitutions? Why do they have to stop the play? Why do they have to wait and to stop them? Surely that would encourage the players to get off the field if they were actually playing and they could actually make a substitution while play was going on."
Mm.
Rolling substitutions. Why do they always think, oh, we have to stop the play before a player can come on? Surely that
And
would
we can't make the substitution without the proper paperwork either.
absolutely not. You better give me that paperwork and I've got to put it into my board and then hold it up and show everyone, oh, I got the number wrong. Hang on. No, you're waiting another 5 minutes while the ball goes out of play again. I don't know.
Yes, that
I
would
don't,
be interesting to see how that one is policed.
if you can only, and then they said 10 seconds per substitution. What if they make three substitutions? Is that 30 seconds or is that
Yeah,
10 seconds and then a little gap and then another 10 seconds? I don't know. And who's going to keep track of all this time?
yeah.
Like, like our guest last week, said,
Oh,
just,
Frankie.
yeah, just stop the time. Just stop the clock,
Yeah.
stop the clock. Then, they can take as long as they want. I'm more in favor of that, I think.
Billy Harris, the former All White, he
Mm,
used to write a column in the Sunday Star Times,
mm.
that paper from many years ago. Um, and it must have been 15, 20 years ago, he wrote it and said that football should be two 30-minute halves,
Yep.
but stop the clock
Stop the clock.
for every time the ball is not in play.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then Arsenal can take 42 seconds to throw the ball in if they want.
Yeah.
It's fine. The clock isn't going, so you can waste all the time you want then. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I completely agree. It will be very, very interesting though.
Mm.
Okay, so the World Cup, mate. The World Cup just around the corner.
World Cup,
Eh?
yes.
The World
Is
Cup.
it going to
Are
be?
you excited, Goose?
I
Are you
sort of
excited?
am.
Are you?
I said to Michelle, my wife, a couple of weeks ago, I said, with all the shit show that America is at the moment,
Yeah,
I just am really hoping that the football is good and it takes all the attention away from all the crap that's going on
me too.
off the field.
Yeah.
And we'll know, within the first week or so whether it's going to be a complete balls up and or whether it's going to be a good World Cup with good football. I mean, the same comments were coming out way back in '94 when the World Cup was held
Hmm.
there. And apart from Diana Ross missing a penalty in the big opening ceremony,
And the
um,
weather. The
and the
weather.
lips and the really bad lip syncing.
Oh yeah.
Um, yes, there have been warnings that the weather could play a big part with the
The
thunderstorms that
heat.
they do have.
And the
I mean, the
heat.
All Whites game the other day was
Oh, yeah.
was delayed by 35 minutes because of a thunderstorm and lightning was around the area, so they had
Mm.
to delay that. There could be long delays, but yeah, the heat is the big one.
Mm.
There will be drinks breaks or hydration breaks
Stop. So yeah, I mean,
for every game.
let's be honest, it's not safe. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
safe. Why are they playing this in the height of summer? When are they ever going to learn? It's like, and the next World Cup, Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. You think this is a problem that's going to stop anytime soon? No way, man. It's just these guys. I know they're elite athletes, but I've heard the guys that are covering the England side over there. They reckon after about 20 minutes, the players are just absolutely like they're jumping like they've just come out of a pool. They're just completely soaked. So I would suggest that the style of football will be a lot slower. It usually is anyway, isn't it?
yeah,
International football, which makes me think, who are the favourites in your mind? I mean, with everything going on,
mm,
with the political situation, with the weather, with the fans, are they going to be able to get in with the games being in three different countries with completely different probably feelings and all that sort of stuff? Uh, is there room for maybe a dark horse to come out of the and win the World Cup for the first time? I think maybe there is.
yep,
Argentina aren't the classic. Brazil aren't the classic. England have a good team, but it's some of their selections are a little bit strange, and they haven't played in this sort of heat. I don't think the European sides. I think they're just going to melt a lot of them. So I think maybe a team from South America, a team like Ecuador or maybe
Yeah,
Uruguay or somewhere like that could come out and be maybe even an African team, maybe even Senegal. They have some players, man. So
yeah,
that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to see a team come out of nowhere and take the World Cup by storm because that would take the World Cup by storm. That would be
yeah.
cool.
Um, I think the final probably will be Iran versus USA. Wouldn't that be funny?
Ah, that would be great. And Donald Trump would be on stage when Iran get their trophy. Yeah, no. This trophy isn't for you. Get off the stage. The stage is for winners. What are you
No,
doing?
being serious, I think
We're the
France are
hottest
obviously,
country.
yeah, I think France are an obvious favourite.
Yeah, they
They've
have to
been
be.
playing pretty well for a number of years now.
And their talent pool is just
Yep.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I'd like to say that Italy would be up there, but they're not.
I did a sweep the other day, mate, and a couple of the guys that I did it with didn't really know too much about them. One of them was like, "Oh, I'll have Italy." I was like, "Sweet, this is going great for me, mate. Yeah, you can have Italy, no problem."
Yeah.
Yeah, poor old Italy.
Um, yeah. Oh, it's a tough one. I really don't think England will
I
get
don't
to
think
the
they'll
quarterfinals,
they'll get
semi-finals,
somewhere
maybe,
like
but
that. Yeah.
I just don't think they've got the right players there to be able to unlock some of the defenses that they'll come up
Especially in
against.
midfield, how the hell you can pick Kobe Mainu and Jordan Henderson
Yeah,
ahead of Adam Wharton and Alex Scott? I've got no idea. I'm
yeah,
just completely ignorant to that. I just don't know what's going on there. But hey,
no idea,
maybe they
no
play
idea.
better games
Yeah,
as a team.
so as you say, I think Brazil and Argentina will they'll be there or thereabouts.
Mm,
But I think this is probably one of the weakest Brazil sides that
absolutely.
have ever gone to a World Cup, even though they did get hammered by Germany in
Mm.
Rio in 2014.
Yeah,
Uh,
God, 12 years ago. Whew.
yeah.
Getting old, son.
So Germany again, they look a bit average.
Yeah,
They had a good win the other day against Finland. And Musiala looks to be back to his best
yeah.
after
He's
his big
horrible
injury at the
injury.
beginning of last season. And Wirtz seems to flourish for Germany, but I think they've
And of
got
course,
questions.
Spain. Spain are the other
Yep,
team in Europe that I think Spain and France. I think those are the two guns from and of course Spain can deal with the heat a little bit better as well. The Spanish players, you'd hope. I
yep,
mean, would think that, wouldn't you? So Spain would be one of the favourites for me. Spain,
yep,
France, that'd be the top two, I'd say, for me. But
yeah.
mm,
Yeah, you might be right about
dark horse.
a dark horse coming out of
Mm,
South America.
mm,
Um, you just because we don't see a lot of them.
yeah.
Um, is Chile's there, aren't they? Yeah,
Yep.
they could be a surprise. They've been fairly consistent over a number of years now. Although the All Whites did beat them
4-0.
in Auckland a while ago,
We're gonna
but
have to get to the All Whites. We're gonna have to get to
I
the All Whites.
I don't think there's many of that Chile team playing at the World Cup.
No.
Um, I think if they had been in contention, they weren't
That-
after that game.
true, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting one. I think it's probably the most open World Cups in a while.
Long time, yeah.
Um, last time it was sort of France and Argentina were always going to make the
All the way.
final.
Yeah.
Um, you know, previous one to that, France and Croatia were the two teams. Luka Modric was at its height, at his height
Yep.
as a
Yep.
player. So yeah, and previous to that, Germany, of course, were everybody's favourite going into that
Hmm.
World Cup in Brazil.
Yep.
Nobody really expected them to score 7 goals past Brazil in the
No.
semi-final.
No. Might have been because they had guys hiding in the bushes that were looking for the
Perhaps.
Tonda Urquhart from Southampton was yeah. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, I mean, look, the World Cup, it's in the US, it's in Canada, it's in Mexico. I I I just hate the corruption. I hate all that sort of stuff. But when it gets down to the football, it's a little bit like the America's Cup, isn't it? We hate it while it's not on. all the court stuff, all the thing. Oh, but once they get sailing and once they get playing, we all sort of turn it on and have a watch, don't we? So America doesn't. I know, but if we love football, so you and I will watch it. I'm
Yeah.
just sort of thinking the casual watcher, and also
Yeah,
TVNZ have got a pretty good package deal, don't they? So
they do. They do.
yeah.
I actually follow the what is it? The circuit, the Sail GP.
Oh
I actually
yes,
follow
yes.
that more than America's
Ah,
Cup.
oh nice.
Um, well, because Sail GP, it was set up that way.
Yeah,
The America's Cup has 130
yeah,
years of
yeah,
history,
yeah.
and it's just basically been thrown out the window.
That's right. Yeah.
It's whoever is the holder basically gets to write the rules. It's like
It's
saying to Arsenal, "You've won the Premier League. You can write the rules for next season
Yeah,
now."
you can have Gabriel take that penalty with his head, and you
Yeah,
can have a couple of people shielding the goalkeeper while he does it. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, exactly, mate. Yeah.
So yeah,
No,
it's
you're
just
right.
it's
You're right. A franchise sort of sailing thing where you can create your own rules and be a bit fairer for all is a lot better in the America's Cup for sure. But the
yeah,
World Cup, mate, the World Cup of football, I do sort of I'm not I'm it's just because of where it is and what's going
yeah,
on and everything like that. It's sort of dampened my mood. But once the football starts, I'll be all over it.
yeah. I think the other question that we have to ask is, what's the next prize that Gianni Infantino is going to give to Donald Trump?
Golden balls, golden
Yeah.
balls. Will be like, you wanted your ballroom. Here's the things to put in your room. Here's your balls. Oh, beautiful balls. Look at these lovely balls.
Yes, quite right, quite right.
Ah,
Moving a bit closer to home with the round ball.
yeah.
Since we last spoke, Auckland FC,
Woo! Champions.
the A-League champions. Congratulations to Steve Corica and the boys. I think they've done fantastically well. The big question now is how will they survive with a lesser salary cap?
No
Um,
idea.
yeah, it's going to be interesting. They've already lost Dan Hall, the defender. He's gone off to Vietnam to play for Hanoi FC.
They don't have a
Um,
salary cap in Vietnam.
no, obviously not. Um, but yeah, he was a fantastic player for them for 2 years. And they're bound to lose another couple of players probably. Um, but I think see they've already picked up that boy Lachlan Palis from the Newcastle Jets that was named in the World Cup squad.
What sort of football competition has a salary cap? I mean, just asking. I mean,
Yeah, I
soccer
think
football.
MLS does.
Yeah, does
I
it?
think
Yeah. Um, yeah, I can understand why they're doing it. Are there other teams that are going to be as affected as Auckland are, or are we the only ones that are going to be
no, we're
mass?
the only ones because they're a new team, and you get
Ah,
um,
okay.
expansion teams get 2 years grace, and
Mm.
they get an extra. I
Well,
think it's an extra million in the salary cap and
I guess it means
other
you're going to have to
exemptions.
you're going to have to sign young players and develop players, aren't you? I mean, that's
Yep.
basically the league anyway. So I mean,
Mm,
hopefully it gives locals more of an opportunity, you know.
yeah.
But what about the what do they call it, a marquee player or anything like that?
Yeah, they still get that.
So the salary cap isn't affected for that, or does that affect the salary cap, or are you allowed a certain
But it's
amount of
a, well, it's
overseas?
the, yeah, every team is allowed. I think it's one or two marquee players
Yep,
that are outside the salary cap.
yep.
So
So
yeah,
our
I mean they'll still have. They're just going back to the same as every other team,
Yep. So ours would be
basically.
Hiroki Sakai, the fullback,
Mm,
and so maybe they just spend more money on the on their marquee player. You bring over someone
perhaps,
like
yeah,
Chris Wood like, in a couple of years, or I don't know. That's the wish, isn't it? I mean,
it is. It is.
it's the dream. So maybe
Um,
they do that.
yes. Now, sort of going back to the World Cup slightly.
Yeah.
Did you watch the New Zealand Haiti game the other day?
I watched the first half. Then I was like, oh, I got other things I have to do here. It was a bit of a tough watch, wasn't it?
It was. I thought we did well for 20,
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Possession. We were playing
But
well.
again,
Yeah.
couldn't put the ball on the back of the net, which has
Mm.
been a big problem for the team over the last couple of years. But the second half, you'll be glad you didn't watch it because it's 45 minutes of your life you'll never get back.
Jeez.
And it was right from the very beginning. I think they scored a minute and a half into the second half.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, some of the defending was a bit, um, yeah, not great.
Country. I would suggest that we're lulling everyone in. We're lulling
Yeah.
everyone in. 4-0 against Haiti. We got no show. We're like, these are just friendly, son. Let's lose the next one to England 10-0. You know, let's lose 10-0. No one will give us a shit show. Then we'll just ambush the teams when it comes down to the real games. That's what I'm hoping for, mate. That's it is hope. Look,
So we'll take Iran apart in the first game, and
yeah.
then we'll mark Mohamed Salah out of the game when we play Egypt,
And we'll get
and
a
then
goalless draw in that one, or a 1-1 draw, and
yeah,
that's enough. That's enough to get us through. They're right there.
and then
Yeah,
Belgium can beat us 5-0.
exactly. We don't
Um,
care. We're good at that. We're good at. There you go. That's
so
the
yeah,
plan. That's the plan.
it's the
It's a
plan.
it's a it's
It's
a
the plan.
cunning plan. It's a plan so cunning you could pin a tail on it and call it a weasel, mate. You could.
Yes, we could, Baldrick. Um, so that pretty much covers all the football now.
Yep.
The mighty One New Zealand Warriors. They had
Oh,
a loss on the weekend, but man, they were robbed, weren't they?
mate. That was such a good game of football, though. 2018, we lost to the Panthers, didn't we? 2018, it was 16-6 at halftime, and no calls were going for our team. I thought it was better than Origin, to be fair. It was one of the best games of rugby league I've seen in a long time. It was a real ding dong battle. Listen, the narrative around this was all Panthers crying because we don't have Cleary, Yeo, and Brian Teo. They all played Origin, so you're not playing our top side. And I was like, hang on, you still got Dylan Edwards, you got the top try scorer in the NRL, Tom Milky Jenkins, you got new Origin superstar Casey McLean, you got internationals Liam Martin, Moses Leota, you got a bunch of other players, you're missing three players. We're missing Metcalf, Tanner Boyd, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, Chance Nickel-Crockstart, Rocco Berry, Mitch Barnett, Kurt Capewell. We're actually missing more players, and yet, mate, we just it was head to head, ding dong battle the whole way. And their best player on the ground by a country mile was Jared Sutton, the referee, who honestly, and the guy up in the bunker, give me a break. I can see it touch Jackson Ford's pinky right there. I can see it. I'm like, mate, you can't. It's impossible. Tell me you can see it. Look, I honestly think we're going to get more out of this loss than we've got out of the 5 previous wins, where our team will come back stronger, better. We're going to take a lot from it. There's been a few injuries, though, out of that. Leka didn't play. He only played 20 minutes, slight hamstring strain, so I'm not sure about him. Wade Egan looks like he might be might be called into the Origin side because Blake Brayley, that's a tongue twister.
Say that
Um,
10 times after 10
break,
pints.
Blake. Anyway,
Yeah.
he's injured, and so it looks like he might be called into the Origin side. I hope he isn't, because we've also our backup hooker is also injured. So, but it's just a next man up mentality. I think Andrew Webster's got them flying this year. Those were the top 2 teams in the NRL by miles. And when you look at the table, we're 4 points behind the Panthers, but we're still 2 points ahead of the pack. We're going very, very well. No complaints from me other than the officiating. I just think, as a Warriors fan, I'm just you expect it. You expect it with the NRL officials.
Yeah.
We've just got to rise above that and do better. We beat them in the second half. We beat them all over the paddock in the second half. Yeah, I'm really proud of our team. I just think we're going great. We've got a beautiful mix of players, experience and young guys coming through. And like I say, mate, that game, I mean, Origin was good. It was a great game of Origin, but that was just one of the best NRL games I've ever seen, that Panthers Warriors game, mate. So good. Did you watch it? Did you watch it live, or did you just catch the
I just
highlights?
watched the highlights.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, mate, if you get a chance, we've got the bye this week, so we're picking up 2 points regardless.
Yep.
And then a few tough games coming up. So up the mighty Vodafone Warrior. I mean, One New Zealand Warriors. Sorry, mate. It gets me every time.
Yeah.
We're going great. Love it. Loving the NRL at the moment.
Just a word on the state of origin. What did you think of the Kalen Ponga sending off?
Well, watching it live, man, I thought this is what happened there. You know, when it first happened, I was like, what happened? And then I was thinking, oh, that's a head clash. You know, it looks like a head clash. Should be a send off in rugby. I thought it was a ridiculous send off in league, and especially in a game of Origin. And look, I'm a New South Wales fan, so it was great. You know, we won the game, but really, the first half, Queensland were just all over them. I mean, you know, I think Laurie Daly has a bit to answer for with some of his selections. They're about as left field as Thomas Tuchel's for the English side. Honestly, it's just strange. Jackson Ford not being there. Casey McLean should definitely have started in the centres. There's a number of other selections I thought he plays favourites. He's got some players, but they came back to their credit. Cleary was just awesome in that second half. Once they went down to 12 men, that kick for the 40-20, and then the try in the last minute. That was when they slowed it right down and scoring a great try. But yeah, Kalen Ponga, I thought it was unlucky, mate. It happens in the split second, doesn't it? They said it was a shoulder. What did you think? I mean, you come from a rugby perspective. If
Yeah.
obviously if that was in rugby, that would have been a send off.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's
Um,
league, you know.
yeah, I thought it was a shoulder.
Yeah, I just think I've watched a lot of other league this season. I just don't think 10 in the bin, you know, but don't think that was a send off for me.
And in State of Origin, they normally have
I know.
different interpretations, I'll put it that way,
Yeah,
in State of Origin than they do in the NRL. You
yeah,
tend to see a lot of tackles and
and
clashes go on in State of Origin. And in our NRL, you'd be in the bin for 10
absolutely.
minutes or on
And,
report, but
and Ashley
nothing.
Klein, the talk before the game was, how is he going to referee it? Is it going to be six against? Is it going to be like that? And he did let the game go. He did let it flow a lot more. Although Queensland have started a petition to get Ashley to stop Ashley Klein refereeing the next couple of games. They are just. I mean, try and be a Warriors fan, you Queensland fans. I mean, you know, you got something. Give us something to really complain about. Come
Exactly.
on. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Keeping in the oval ball theme, it's playoff time in Super Rugby.
yeah.
I don't like to use the word hate, but I hate this finals format.
What do you hate about it?
Well, they have a lucky loser.
Mm.
You know,
You know
six
that's
teams. If
you
you're
know
going
what
to
I
have six teams in the playoffs,
yeah.
give the top two teams the week off,
Yeah.
and then third, fourth, fifth, and sixth play each other
Or
as a quarterfinal.
make it a top five. Get the first one gets a bye. The top team gets a bye. You got to make it. You got to incentivize those top couple of teams to have
Oh,
some
but they play
advantage.
at home, Aaron.
Woohoo!
You know, they don't have to get on a plane for an hour and fly to Wellington.
First class. Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple of hours. Get some
give me a
peanuts and
break.
chips.
I don't know
Yeah,
why rugby do this. They do it
me
all the
neither.
time.
Me neither.
They have these weirdly concocted. So I mean,
Well, they
the
came up with the
Chiefs.
bonus points, mate. They came up
Oh,
with the whole bonus points. Bonus points have been a bugbear of mine for years. Why are you getting a point for score? What? They get a point because they're closer now. What?
yeah,
What? They're closer to what? They still lost. It's still,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you know. So
Oh, it was apparently to incentivize
uh,
losing teams to
they're
try and
still
keep in the game.
well, they're still going to try and do that, aren't they? I mean, even if you're down by 50 points, you're still going to try and score a try. I never
I
got it.
know,
I never got that.
I know.
Close losses, and four tries. Oh, he scored four tries. Oh, why is four tries any better than three tries? If
Yeah,
three tries are scored from your own goal line and are the greatest tries of all time, as opposed to four rolling mauls from 5 yards, well, why are they less? It's like,
exactly. Well,
uh,
and I mean that's the thing. I mean we've seen teams qualify for playoffs
yeah,
because they've picked up three
that's
losing bonus points.
that's what I mean.
You know,
Rugby does it to itself, mate. It
but
doesn't. It's
a
ridiculous.
lucky
Bonus
loser,
points.
really? I
Yeah,
mean the Hurricanes are going to kill the Brumbies.
yeah,
The Chiefs are going to kill the Reds.
yeah. You can tell that's right straight
And
away. So that's a
the
weekend
Crusaders
done.
Blues game doesn't matter.
No, so that's a weekend done. Basically,
Yeah,
they're basically flipping. You know, just get rid of that week of playoffs where everyone's supposed to be watching it. Everyone just
yeah.
leaves it for a week and goes and watch the NRL. I'll come back next week when I when the games are going to matter.
And
It's
so if the Crusaders beat the Blues, for example, which
Yeah,
they will,
yeah,
uh,
they will, they
um,
will. No,
so that
no
means so
argument from me.
who do the Blues play in the next round? Do they play the Chiefs or the Hurricanes?
I don't know. You tell me.
I guess they considered fourth, so they would play the top team, I guess.
Okay.
So it would be the Wellington to play the Hurricanes and the
Yeah, it, it, it
yes, I don't know, but it
it's
just
it's confusing. I mean, come
yeah.
on, you follow it. I keep an eye on it,
Oh,
and neither of us have any idea. So yeah, there's a
but
bit of
yeah,
work
the
to be done. There's a bit of work to
oh
be done.
yeah,
It's hardly
just
super. I mean, it's
exactly. I mean,
the
and what's going to happen next year when it goes down to if Moana Pacifica don't get their act together,
yeah.
or unless Winston doesn't prop them up? So there'll be 10 teams. Are you still going to have a top six?
That's stupid if you do. Should be a
Wow, we
top.
can finish sixth and still make the playoffs.
Should be less than half of top four. You know.
Yeah. Well, it was like that in the A League last year, if you remember, before um, Auckland came along, or three
That's
years
right.
ago,
That's right. It
where there
was.
was only 11 teams and it was still a top six, and that was
Mm,
ridiculous.
yeah, that's stupid.
Um,
I mean,
you should never.
if you had a top four, you could even do a home and away if you wanted to. I mean, if you
Mm.
wanted to have those two rounds of extra rounds of finals, have a home and away, or I don't know, uh, have one play four, two play three.
I,
There's ways
I
of
just
doing
think
it.
there's nothing wrong with the top six, but just give the top two teams a week off. Give them
There
some
you go.
incentive
There you go.
to
Exactly.
finish in the top two and have
Yeah.
a week's rest to get,
Yeah. That's what the NRL
niggling
does.
injuries
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
get better and
Yep.
just,
And also seeded throughout the finals, so you're
yeah,
getting home games. I mean, home games are good, but I mean, like you say, a week off, nothing beats a week off.
yeah. What happens in the A League?
Yep.
Top two teams get the first week off,
Yeah. You wouldn't have,
and they just
yeah.
have elimination finals.
You wouldn't, you'd think we were reinventing the wheel here,
Mm.
It's,
Because
wouldn't you?
NRL top two teams they
Yeah.
play the first round, but then they get if they win, they get the
If
second
they
next
win, you
week
get
off,
the
don't
week
they?
off. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and you're home seeded all the way through. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's
So
not
I think
that
well, I've
hard.
given my picks. I think it's
Crusaders
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes final.
Crusaders will
Yeah.
win.
Why don't we just have the
Um,
final this week?
yeah.
Crusaders Hurricanes. We're best of three. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite right. Quite right.
Yep.
Um, First day of the cricket
Oh
test
yes.
between England and New Zealand
Oh yes. It's
was
still on
overnight.
behind me. Oh
Yep.
yeah. Are we 16 for four now,
Oh,
or is that the
we
replay?
we got a bit worse.
Did it? It got worse. What did we get to?
We're 61 for six
Oh
overnight.
Jesus.
We're
Uh,
relying on Glenn Phillips and Nathan Smith to get
oh
us
my
close
God.
to the 140 that England
Oh my
scored.
God. The pitch was doing a bit. It was a bit tasty. I saw them
Yeah.
steaming it. Did you see that?
Oh, were
Steaming
they?
the steaming the
Steaming the
pitch.
pitch.
They reckon they do it at Wimbledon, so they've decided they're going to do it here. There's this big steamer out that takes the sort of. I'm like, what is that supposed to do? All
Put
it did,
moisture back into the pitch, wouldn't it?
all it did was help the ball sort of hardly bounced in the first session. I was like, what is going
Yeah.
on? That's new science.
Mm. Good
Yeah,
return for Kyle Jamison,
Emerson.
five for.
Pfeiffer, yep, he'll go up on the honours board.
Yep.
I thought we bowled really well. O'Rourke was looking really good, man. I mean,
Yep.
he's a good bowler. I mean, we've got a
Yeah.
good bowler, except what poor old Henry again. He's injured again. I mean, he just is he ever going to be fit again? I mean, he just seems to be breaking down quite often, isn't he? Only bowled 4 overs.
Yeah.
Um,
So do
but
they know whether he's going to be back
I
at
don't
all?
think so. They hadn't said it. The change of innings. I'm enjoying watching Test cricket, though. I must say
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Last night, I sat down
Absolutely.
and I really enjoyed that for a couple of hours before I went to Nine Nights last night, mate. It was bloody good, bloody
Yeah,
good.
I only watched the first 4 or 5 overs
Yeah,
before my eyes were shutting
got a
on me.
bit heavy.
So
Yeah,
I've got to the replay of the day on
yeah.
in front of me here,
It's not
which is why I'm
exactly.
looking up every now and then.
Yeah, it's not exactly the best time, is it, for someone like that?
No, no.
It takes me back to those halcyon days of that World Cup final where I Did my best, and I actually did. Stayed up all night to watch it. By the time in the morning, Sharice was going to work, and I was still awake in the morning, going, "Oh my God, it's a Super over!" And then, yeah, I just lost that whole night. I've never got it back, mate. I've never got it back, and
You've been tired ever since.
I still bear the scars as much as Williamson. Yeah,
Quite right, quite
yeah.
right. So
Uh,
yeah, hopefully we can get close to their first innings total, and make a game of it. But yeah, I hope this wicket
yeah,
dries
stops.
out a bit.
I
We
think
can
it.
actually see a good game of cricket.
I think it will. I was actually hoping that they would go off for the rain when we got them all out, and then come back the next day and it's nice and sunny and flatten out, and we could get a few runs. But that obviously didn't happen.
No,
No. Um, do you think Phillips can get some run? Let's hope they can get some runs
I hope
tomorrow.
so.
But
Yeah.
throw the bat at it. I mean, why not? I
Mm.
mean, give it a go. Um, okay, so that's covered off local sports. I think we better go stateside. And what are your favourite sports? Baseball.
Yeah, just before we go to the baseball, the New York Knicks,
The NBA. Oh,
NBA,
yeah.
1973 was their last NBA title.
They were
Can they
in
do
the
it? They're one up over
they
the
were in the
Spurs.
finals in 1999, weren't they? I think
They
when they
were.
had
They
yeah, and
lost to the Bulls.
they lost to the Bulls. That's right. Can they do it? Well, they won the first game, didn't they?
Yes,
I thought Wembanyama might have a bit too much. For me, he is the generational player, and if the Spurs don't win this series, I still think that he'll be back next year and they'll win it then. That sort of team, I think they'll probably win 3 or 4 straight or something. They just look generational, but hey, it could be the next. So I hope it's not because I'm a Celtics fan and I'd just love to see New York lose. So, of
yeah, I'd love to see the Knicks win it. I'm a bit of
course
a
you would.
New
Of
York sports
course you
fan.
would. Yeah.
Although in saying that, really the only two New York teams I follow are the Yankees and the Knicks.
Yeah.
Um, don't really like either the Giants or the Jets in
No,
NFL, and I'm
they're
not really a
hard to
hockey
like.
fan.
They
So
never
yeah,
win. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yes, quite right. So yes, baseball.
Do you think?
Just
Hang on, just
before,
before we. Do you think if New York does win, do you think they'll have a party like Paris had for the Champions League where they just tore up the town? Do you think they'll?
probably,
There'll probably be riots on the streets of New York. So they've
yeah.
been waiting a long time, a long time.
There'll be a parade down
Yeah,
Broadway. Don't you worry
bigger
about
than the
that.
Arsenal one. Yeah,
Yes. Before we go on to what's happening currently in baseball, and I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about your Seattle Mariners.
go on.
Um, the current collective bargaining agreement is up um, in the end at the end of this year.
Yeah.
So the Major League Baseball, who represent the owners,
Hmm.
and Major League Baseball Players Association, who, as the name suggests, back the players.
Hmm.
So their first proposals have been tabled. The owners, they want a hard salary cap of 245.3 million, but they also want a bottom end. So they want teams salary floor of 171.2 million.
Yeah.
Currently, there's 10 teams who have salaries below that level and would need to get up.
Okay. And how
Um,
many? Yeah.
yep, still there.
How many of those teams are above the top level? Then you said it's how many below?
Yep, there's 10 teams below and
Okay.
currently 4 teams above that 245. You can probably
Okay. And I
guess
think we could name those
who they
teams.
are.
Yep.
Two New York teams,
Dodgers,
Dodgers, and
Padres.
no,
No. Who's the other one?
I'm actually trying to
Uh,
think. They might be the
is it
Phillies.
Houston?
No, it's not Houston.
Oh, yeah, could be.
It's the Phillies, I
It's
think.
a big market team anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um, and so the owners have
so
also
what does that
suggested,
mean?
well, the basically you have to pay your team's salary needs to be
Yep.
between those two figures.
Yep.
Um, the owners have also suggested a 50-50 split of baseball related revenue to improve competitive balance. Um, some of the arguments
It's
that have
fancy
come out,
language.
yeah, it is. It's things like television revenue, and because there's four teams that have their own television channels,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
There's Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs, and Dodgers.
yeah, yeah.
Um, because the Mets are just part of a network.
Sure.
Um, whereas the Yes Network is, well, it's called the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Yeah.
Um, so it's all part of the Yankees ownership.
Mm.
Um, the players, they have stated they will not agree to a salary cap system. And the union has countered with a proposal to overhaul revenue sharing, which includes conditional bonuses for teams that spend their shared revenue. So, for example, if the Colorado Rockies end up with 50 million from revenue sharing,
Mm.
but they only spend 25 of that million,
Mm.
they would get penalised.
Okay.
So yeah, um,
So
so
it
so
sounds
they're
to
a long
me,
way apart.
yeah, yeah. It sounds to
Uh,
me like obviously the players don't want any cap on their earnings.
correct.
And what is the main reason that the owners want the cap? Is it because they say they want it more competitive, or are they doing it basically for their own financial interests?
It's summed up in one word: greed.
Yeah, okay. So it's money.
It
So
is
really,
absolutely.
in the home of the free market, being the USA,
Yeah,
and considering these people that own the teams are all billionaires and they've all got plenty of money, um, I'm on the side of the players. Then I mean, I would say it's a free market. They should get what the
yeah,
hell they deserve, unless they came out and had a really really good argument for saying, oh well, this league isn't competitive. But for me, in baseball especially, it's a sport where you can under. I mean, ever since Moneyball, right, or even
yeah,
before then, you can find quality players or parts for your team, not necessarily having to pay them a fortune to start with, and then build them up and then offload them to another team and make money that way. So if they are really about the free market, then why, yeah, greed. Yeah.
yeah.
So
And the other thing that has also been discussed is the setup of the East, Central, and West
yeah, yeah,
divisions.
sure.
If you look at the Central division,
Mm,
that's regarded, well, it's basically the cheapest of the three divisions,
mm,
um, where low budget teams like the Cleveland Guardians, Milwaukee Brewers traditionally do well because of the competitive balance. I mean,
mm,
because yeah, I mean you're competing against low budget teams like the Royals, the Twins, um, even Chicago White Sox, who are in a
yep,
major market but are a low budget team. And
yep,
of the 10 teams in the Central Division, it's only really the Chicago Cubs, because they've got their own television network,
mm,
that make any money or make considerable money,
mm,
and have a huge budget. Not that that often reflects in the players that they have. Um, and so that's the argument against the whole competitive balance teams. Yes, teams like the Brewers and the Guardians do make the playoffs just about every year, but that's because you know, they spend their money wisely,
yeah,
rather
yeah,
than forking out
totally,
700 million for Shohei Otani,
yeah.
or
So
600 million for Kyle Tucker. And
yeah, who's going to win, Macca? Who's going to win this? Who's going to obviously there's a big disparity between what both sides want.
yeah,
Is it going to be a lockout or a strike or a something like that? Is that going to happen? Or could
well, I
that
think
happen?
there'll definitely be a lockout. I think spring training will start late.
Yep.
I don't know if they'll lose games in the season.
Mm.
I hope not, because baseball's on a high at the moment. The
Yeah, it is.
crowds going to baseball games are flocking to games in record numbers.
Yep.
The organisations making billions and billions of dollars,
And the game's got better to
and the
watch.
game's
It
got better.
has. It's
Um,
shorter. It's faster. It's more
yep.
dynamic. It's it's just a better game to watch than it was 10 years ago, mate. It is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the players don't want to miss games because baseball players have routines,
Yeah. That's how
and
you
you can set your
get
watch
good.
by their
Yeah.
routines.
Yeah.
Um, so, the owners don't
Mm.
care,
Mm.
if we have a lockout, yeah, I'm not having to pay players,
Mm.
because it's a lockout.
Mm.
So
Are there any
be bad
owners
for the
that are
game if there is a lockout and there is games missed.
Are there any
Um,
owners that are sort of breaking from the ownership group and siding with the players? Are there any owners that sort of say, nah, they're all, of course they're
yeah,
not.
and you look at the owners of some of these clubs, and like the Yankees, the Steinbrenners have got
Ah,
license to print money,
yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Steve Cohen from the Mets,
yep.
um, you know, um, Red
Now,
Sox, maybe not as bad as they used to be.
mm,
FSG,
yeah.
have a bit of a tighter rein over the purse
Todd
strings
Bowley
there
at,
than,
at the
yeah,
Dodgers.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, Dodgers. That just
Flush money down the toilet, eh?
exactly,
Yep,
yeah.
yep,
The Padres seem to have shitloads of money.
yep.
Um, other big clubs, the Astros, the Rangers, the Texas teams, they've got money coming out their ass.
Mm, mm.
Um, and then you get clubs like the Rockies and other low budget teams, the
Marlins.
Athletics,
Yep,
yeah, Marlins,
yep.
um,
Brewers.
Tampa. They quite often make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Blue Jays are another very rich club.
yep.
Um, so yeah,
Yeah, yep.
it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, we don't lose too
So,
much baseball.
so when will we
Worst
find
case
out?
scenario, it could be a couple of years.
When do we find
Um,
out the results of like the collective bargaining agreement? Is that in the off season? So this will be after the World Series.
yeah, well, they're bargaining at the moment because it's the off season now.
Yeah.
Um, the current agreement ends on December 31st, I think.
Okay. Okay.
So they have to, well, theoretically, they have to have a new one in place by the 1st of
And
January,
so, how long was the previous one? When did they negotiate the previous one? I think I can remember. We were probably podcasting.
2022.
If we were, there
Yeah.
you go.
Well, 2021, the negotiations were going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think there was spring training started late
Hmm.
um,
That year. Yeah, I think it
that
might have.
year.
Yeah.
Um, and plus, because the previous year was the COVID year where they only had 30 games.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. But what about what's happening on the diamond?
Yes, well, you can start with your
I
mighty
will.
Seattle Mariners
I will, mate. Mate,
on
we were
fire at the moment.
eight in a row. Eight in a row. We had eight in a row. I think we lost yesterday, though, didn't we? I think we lost to the Mets yesterday. If I'm right. Yeah, we did. So that was eight in a row for the mighty Seattle Mariners, though. Great team to watch, mate. Honestly, Julio Rodriguez is on a tear, just absolutely hitting like absolutely beautiful swing he's got. Randy Rosarina, love that man. Such a good player. And then young guns, Cole Young and Colt Emerson. I just love those names for a start.
Great, aren't they?
Cole Young and Colt Emerson. They, man, just dynamism in the field, can swing a bat. They're just great to watch, mate, and some stellar pitching for the Mariners as well. They needed to go on a tear because we had less than a
They
50-50
did.
record. We were not looking good. But no, it's just great to see them. Every day when I get home from work, I turn on, watch the highlights of the previous game. It's just great. It's a really cool thing to do. I've got into it a lot more this year than I have in any previous year. I'm really, really enjoying the baseball, and I love the way that every couple of days they're playing a different side. So you can get the hang of who the other team's got on there. So I did actually watch the highlights of a Yankees game the other day, though I accidentally clicked on the thumbnail. I wouldn't normally do that. And in the second inning, oh my God, the
Yeah.
Yankees exploded, and not in the way I hoped. A 13-run second inning, I think it was, wasn't it?
Third inning, yeah.
13 runs. My God, they were hitting homers. They went twice around. One guy I think he got two homers in one inning. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, no,
It
just
certainly was. Yeah.
loving the baseball.
That was, I can't remember who it was against now.
I can't either.
Um, but
Uh,
yeah, 13.
13
They were
runs in an
and
inning.
they were behind 3-0
They
at,
were. It was
at the
3
time.
0. And at the end of
Um,
the inning, it was 13-3. It was
at the end of it
phenomenal.
was it took so long
Yeah.
The pitcher had to go and throw a bullpen
He
underneath
did. The New York
underneath the
pitcher.
dugout.
He had to stay warming up.
Yes,
Yeah, it was a great. It was good to watch. It was good
it
to
was the
watch.
Sacramento Athletics.
There you go. Yeah, the athletics. The poor
Yeah,
old
the
athletics.
Athletics, poor
They're
old
a team.
Athletics.
Uh,
Um, and then there was no runs for the rest of the game.
no, no.
Not a
Well,
single run.
they didn't need
Um,
to. They went into the Mikel Arteta style of baseball, and they just
they
decided,
did.
hey,
They
we'll
certainly
just
did.
close up. Yeah, we'll just close up. Yeah. But no,
Yeah, an
baseball.
amazing game of baseball.
Loving it.
And
Loving the
I think
baseball.
the inning the half inning went for 38 minutes or something like that,
Ridiculous.
39 minutes.
Ridiculous, mate. Ridiculous.
So yes, the Yankees not doing quite so well. Well, they've got a better record than the Mariners, but
Yep.
they're half a game behind the Tampa Bay Rays in the American League East. And then there's a 7.5 game back to the Baltimore Orioles,
Mm.
Toronto Blue Jays, and the poor old Boston Red Sox are sitting bottom.
Mate,
Oh
they are
well,
they are
yeah,
pants at the
they
moment.
are pants. The Guardians, they have just won the 3 game series against the Yankees. They beat them
Yep.
2-1. Yankees won this morning. They lead the Central by 2 games over the Chicago White Sox. That's a surprise.
Hmm.
With
That's because the Pope has
Minnesota.
Pope has just recently blessed them. So I think
Yeah,
that's
he's
what
a
it is.
White
Yeah.
Sox
He
fan.
is a
Yeah,
White Sox fan. Yeah.
yeah. With
Funnily enough, I bet
Minnesota,
you he wears White Sox too. Yeah.
yeah, Minnesota, Detroit, and Kansas City, struggling there. They've all got losing records. Um, and in the West, I think you can probably gather who's top of that group at the moment. The mighty
Oh,
Seattle Mariners, the only
yep.
team in the division with a winning record.
Wow.
They're 33-30. So, geez, the game's 63 games already.
I
There's
know, man. Just like that, hey.
still 100 to go.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
Unbelievable. The longest.
Um,
It must be the
Athletics,
most
yeah,
amount of games played in any league. Yeah, it must be. In
yeah.
any league, any other sports league in the world, you wouldn't play 160 games. I mean, would that be right?
Um, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it would have to be. It would have to
Yeah.
be. I don't know of any other sports that play that much, that long
Yeah.
a long regular season.
Yeah. We're talking
It's not
sports.
not even counting the 30 games of spring training they play, and then
It's,
another 10 or 15 games if they go all the way to the World
yeah,
Series.
exactly. Nuts.
Mm. So yes, Seattle leading by 2 games over the
Great to
Athletics,
see. Great to see.
followed by Texas Rangers, Houston, and the Angels. Jeremy Elwood won't be too happy.
No.
In the National League, Atlanta have got a 9 game advantage over the Philadelphia
Jeez.
Phillies. Phillies had a shocking start to the season, though,
Yeah.
and got rid of their manager.
Okay.
Since then, they have gone very well, but they're still 9 games behind the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta's only lost 20 games.
Yeah, man. They started with a hiss and a roar, didn't they?
That's the least games of
Yeah.
any team. Um, Washington Nationals, Miami, and the Mets. Highest payroll in baseball, worst
Man.
record in baseball.
They beat us yesterday, but they were terrible in the first 2 games. Honestly, for a team with that sort of payroll, the amount of errors they were making, and especially fielding, it's like, what the hell? I mean, some of it was like amateur hour, mate.
There's
Honestly,
still a lot of that payroll being paid to players of other teams too,
yeah,
like Max Scherzer, Jacob
crazy,
deGrom,
man. Just
Justin Verlander.
just burning money, eh?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but Steve Cohen can afford it.
yeah.
In the Central Division, we already had a bit of a chat about that. The everybody in the National League Central has a winning record.
Wow.
And Cincinnati Reds with a 31-30 record, they're sitting bottom. Milwaukee Brewers leading the way, followed by the Cardinals, who are exceeding expectations. Pirates and the Cubs, they're not doing quite as well as I thought they would go, but
Mm-mm,
there's still
mm.
a long way to go.
Yep.
Um, NL West, I don't even need to tell you who's leading that division.
Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Followed by the Diamondbacks. They're having a good season.
Yeah.
They
Your second
equal
team, aren't they? Your
They are
second
my
team.
second team.
Yep.
Yep, still got quite a few friends
The
working at the
D-backs.
Diamondbacks, so
Yep.
yeah, good to keep up with them. Padres, they're level pegging with the Diamondbacks, followed by the San Francisco Giants and Colorado Rockies. I did the Mets a disservice. The Rockies have got the worst record in baseball.
Yeah,
So
slightly
we're
different
now
market.
in June, which means next month is the
All
trade
Star.
deadline. There's
Yeah.
already talk about a few players that could be on the chopping block. One such player is the Cy Young Award winner from the American League for the last 2 years, Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers, who started the season on the injury list but has
Yep.
come back. The Tigers themselves are doing terribly.
Yep.
He's
So
only
where's he
got
going?
he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season.
Yep.
So it'll basically be a 3 month rental for anybody that trades for him. His trade package is going to have to be good.
Yeah.
Um, some talk about the Yankees, but I don't think we really need him,
Need
to be
him.
honest. We've got Garrett Cole back, who gave up his first runs yesterday in
He's
three
pitching.
games back
He's
since
lights
the
out.
yeah.
Yep.
Carlos Rodon is back. He's first two games were a bit rubbish, but he's coming right again now. Cam Schlittler, who lost his first game, or gave up his first runs in about 6 games against the Guardians the other day, had his first bad outing. Um, Will Warren and Ryan Weathers are both pitching well, and we've still got Max Fried to come back off the injury list. So
Yeah. So
the
you don't
talk
need a
about
pitcher? No, at
not
all.
a starting pitcher, we
No.
certainly need bullpen pitchers.
Yeah.
So it's likely that when Fried comes back, either Warren or
One of those
Weathers
guys
will
will
go
drop
into
into
the
the
bullpen.
bullpen. Yeah.
And there's a young guy in AAA at the moment, Carlos Lagranye,
Mm.
who pitched during spring training, and he was just lights out. He was throwing the ball regularly at 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
So bringing somebody like him out of the bullpen in the seventh or eighth inning
Nice.
would be, yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's likely he'll be brought up to the majors at some stage during the second half of the season, and that will definitely shore up the bullpen, which has been the worst part of the Yankees setup this season. The bullpen's just been very inconsistent. You've got um, guy Tim Hill who throws what they call submarine pitcher. It's
Oh, the
almost
underneath.
sidearm,
Yeah.
almost throwing it lower than a
Trevor
softball pitch.
Trevor Chappell style. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He went 10, 12 games with an ERA of less than one, earned run average less than one,
Crazy.
and he's given up a shitload of runs in his last 4 or 5
They've
outings.
worked them out, have they?
Well, yeah, I
Is he
don't
a bit
know.
like Malinga, who was coming from a different angle, and everyone was like, then they've watched
Yeah,
lots
but
of
he's been
video.
around for a while, so they knew what
Yeah,
to expect.
yeah.
And David Bednar, our closer, he's not good for the old
Ticker.
ticker. You put him in there with a 3 run lead, and suddenly it's a 1 run lead, and he's loaded the bases, and it's like, oh my god.
uh, but he's
So
getting the
yeah, I think
job
he's
done mostly.
blown.
Yeah,
He does get it done mostly, and
mostly.
he did have a clean save this morning when we beat the
It's
Guardians
a tough
two
job,
one.
the closer, man. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
tough job. You're playing every day, aren't
yeah.
you? So
Actually, the
precious
Guardians have got a
situations.
flamethrower closing at the moment, Cade Wilson,
Yeah.
who has taken over from Emmanuel Classe, who yeah, he made a few indiscriminate bets. So
Oh no, did he?
he's sitting on his ass for a few months. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's going on in baseball at the moment. Plenty happening. Obviously, coming up to the middle part of the season, be the home run derby and the All
All-Star
Star game
game.
in just over a
Yep.
month's time.
Yep.
They're always fun to watch. Especially the home run derby.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
All Star game, you sort of generally only watch the first 3 or 4 innings, and
The highlights or something, eh?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's more interesting to see who gets selected for those, I think, more than
it is. Yeah, and
almost than
it's the fan choice.
it is. It is.
Yeah. So yeah, the fans get to select the position players and starting pitchers, and then it's basically up to the two managers to decide who's going to make up the rest of the bullpen and who are the reserve players and that sort of thing. And it's the two managers from the previous year's World Series,
Ah,
the managers. So it'll be Dave Roberts from the Dodgers, and
who'd they play? Who'd the
who
Dodgers
did
play?
they play?
Cleveland?
Oh, crikey, my memory's going.
Yeah. Hang on. We're showing our age here. Hang on. No, I'm going to find out.
We certainly are.
2026.
Oh, Blue Jays.
Of course. Oh,
Yes. How can we
How do we
forget
forget?
that?
I don't know. God, it's
So
just
yeah, John Schneider, I think, is their manager.
yeah, yeah,
So he'll be managing the American League team, and Roberts will be managing the National League team.
nice. Yeah, well, you know the reason I forgot the Blue Jays
Yeah,
because
yes, I
the
do.
Mariners, I just put all that out of my head. Like
Yeah.
fuck that. Yeah,
Well,
no.
that American League Championship Series was, well, the
Oh,
World
mate, one of
Series
the
was a carbon copy, wasn't it? Game
they
seven.
were both of them were phenomenal series, and then the World Series. Yeah, exactly.
Both the
Same again.
Mariners in the division in the championship series and the Blue Jays in
I know.
the World Series,
World
both
Series.
ahead
I
at
know.
the top of the ninth inning.
Game seven. Yeah,
Game
amazing.
seven, yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Yes,
All right,
quite
mate.
right.
All right. So
That
we're gonna
pretty
get.
much does us for this week.
I think
We've
it does.
got a very special guest lined up for our next podcast in a couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
couple of weeks.
So
If you're a fan
yeah,
of motorsport, what should we say? Motorsport, rugby league, and boxing. Oh, those are the clues
yes,
for you. Rugby league.
yes,
Um, also competed in a bit of boxing, didn't he? We
he
won't.
did, he did, he did.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll have him on in a couple of weeks.
we will talk to him in depth about that in a
Stay
couple of
tuned.
weeks. So
Stay tuned.
for now, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from him. We'll catch you next time.